And today they're going up against the runners-up, SKT. So it's not getting any easier for them, really.
No, it's not.
Thinking of is like, it's if I was in a ring against Mike Tyson in his prime, but I would kind of brag about the fact that I've been in the ring for 10 seconds. I think it's good experience.
I don't know if I even give you a generous
I think I can
assumption
run to the corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you quick feet, right? Just run circles around him. Well, anyway, you know, on the side of SKT, though, we talked a little bit yesterday about how they didn't have the cleanest of games. So as the game that we do expect them to win, where do we look for them to execute a little bit sharper than they did yesterday?
I don't want to use beating the Bangkok Titans as the metric for how good a team is, but I do is how fast, impressive EDG's win was, even over a team that they vastly out. If SK Telecom can't have that same level of execution, because in my mind, that's what we were seeing in their first game, was MaRin being a little bit sluggish, slow on the trigger, not looking all of the same mind. And I want to see the same style of game from SKT that we saw from EDG, because we know EDG has that immense, very big strength of theirs.
All right, well, cleanliness of execution, that's what we're looking for here. Now the teams are ready, so without further ado, let's step inside Ladok Pullman for picks and bans.
Thank you very much, Dash. We are here and ready to go into our next game. So before we start, let's start running down the rosters. And for Thailand's Bangkok Titans, let's get that one up on your screen. Warlock up in the top lane. 007X in the jungle. G4 in mid. AD carry Lloyd used to be the star before G4 came in, and then Moss, their support here. They got great names. They're coached by the
vegetable-oriented names for the most part, isn't it? And of course, the Season 3 champions, the two-time champions in Korea this year, SK Telecom T1 in the top lane. You've got MaRin, jungle, Bengi, of course, in the mid lane. There's Faker in an ADC. Bang, his support is Wolf and coached by Mama.
And this is a very, very difficult game for us to kind of prepare for, because
yeah, man,
it's really going to be the situation where the Bangkok Titans are going to go and see what they can do here in the early to mid. Maybe they can try and surprise SKT a little bit, but all in all, I mean, everyone is expecting the same result from this.
Yeah.
How fast can SKT then do it? EDG? I don't think it matters. It just depends on how you look at this game. Do you want to play it safe like they did against H2K yesterday? That's perfectly fine as well.
And the thing is, we actually saw BKT try to make early game plays when we saw them yesterday against Edward Gaming, and it failed horribly. Warlock clicked on the wrong twisted advance into the mid lane.
That once or twice.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah, I do that. I'm in silver 4, man.
Exactly. As your first act in the game, it's a hard world championship here. Bangkok Titans, we'll see what they can play for. Again, they do have a bright star in G4 here. Faker has actually been in his one game so far on a little bit, so maybe G4 can pry something out of that lane. But
I think it's a race between SKT and EDG to see who can beat them faster. I bet they got to after the game yesterday, and like, all right, here's our time. What can you do? And Faker's like, I think maybe we can try it out. But
got a speedrunning championship.
Pretty much. Get a little speed. Everybody loves watching speed runs, right? Yeah. Gangplank, the second ban. Mordekaiser would get through.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Not this one, no.
I think it'll happen later on in a series.
It will happen at some point, of course, but then, I mean, people are so afraid of this potential of a Mordekaiser. Push that bottom lane, take that dragon, take your mid tower, and just how hard it is to play against him when that happens. But we see the same 3 normal bans just coming in. It's a lot of these very contested picks. Fiora is the one where it would be a surprise, but because against SKT, because yesterday, it's of course not this match. It hasn't really been banned or picked too much in other games we have seen so far. MaRin had a fantastic performance though on Fiora.
Do you just go with the Elise first? It seems like a solid pick to start things off with. You can build a lot of stuff around it. She fits into pretty much anything these days.
I think going is very good for Bangkok Titans. Again, it will give them some of this early game power they will need. I mean, you cannot start building like a late game Juggernaut composition and expect to reach late game against SK Telecom. So Elise would be the standout. Maybe you want to go for a Kalista.
The thing is, all
80 carry pressure.
All is playing his big dumb tanks. Gragas, Rek'Sai, Sejuani over and over again. There was the Kalista, so all right. I was wrong about it earlier. I didn't think she was that. Seemed to care a whole lot about this one.
I think Bengi will be quite happy to take that Elise, perhaps. Rek'Sai is a great champion for him as well. And MaRin, are we going to get to see that deadly rumble? Seen it a lot for MaRin lately. There have been a lot of other picks that take priority, but maybe in a game like this, you could use it just to push ahead.
Well, maybe you can try out some of these been working on in practice and you're maybe not 100% sure if you want to use it,
Yeah.
give it a go, see how the performance goes, and learn a few things, so just get it out of your system if you really want to play at a Rumble, which is, of course, MaRin's. Most people are probably expecting him to play Maokai.
Well, MaRin is a champion, or, well, MaRin's a champion.
He's a champion now.
But he's also playing a champion, such as Rumble, that's very good at early dragon control. And if SKT says, hey, you know what? We're just going to go for fast early dragons, going to get 5 stacks right away and end this thing quick. Rumble's a good pick for that. Braum, Rek'Sai, the next 2 choices for the Bangkok.
Yeah, BKT picking things that we're not too surprised to see from them overall. Braum definitely a great support pick when it's left open for you. And the Rek'Sai just kind of next on the below 7x once you ban that Gragas away.
I think it's okay to trade Elise for Rek'Sai. I think Rek'Sai is a very, very strong pick still. By then getting the Kalista, as long as you can then bully your lane. And that's why I don't really like Braum too much here for Bangkok Titans. I would rather see him just all in on that bottom lane. You use the first AD carry, give me a Thresh, Cannon, something that can really dominate 2 versus 2.
By the way, this is really a Faker Master Yi game. Saw him hover over Irelia.
Hey, they got the AP
he has
top
played
lane.
that in mid. It's true.
They're setting up for them. AP top lane.
He played Master Yi a couple times in Korea in the summer season. He won games with him.
It could be Riven as well. It could be the Zed
Could be.
coming in. I mean, they're setting up for a physical damage healer in the mid lane.
Yeah, and Alistar, I'd imagine, rather than the Shen support or something like that. Yep, it'll get locked in along with Bang's Vayne, which is...
Well, you mentioned a whole lot of really good tower divers here. Alistar could ignore turret for 6 seconds. Elise can repel away. And the early game, Dragon could not. SKT is certainly set up for a very fast, aggressive composition. And they can always fall back on the Vayne if 20 minutes.
Lane swap it early on. Rumble doesn't require that much gold to be super effective. You have the Vayne then who gets a lane swap lane, gets a few levels under her belt. So SKT can play that style, and the Bangkok Titans is not a team you would expect to do really well in lane swaps. It often something we see a lot more of when it comes to the best regions we have around the world, and especially international tournaments where really you get tested on your lane swaps. So they might find themselves in a situation where they don't have to do what the next few moves are going to be, and then you get punished super hard in lane swaps.
I think Maokai is a great choice for the top lane. Just pick something soft, die very easily, and the Irelia possibly for mid lane. I don't know, man.
Interesting. Mid lane Irelia for G4.
Okay. May make the Master Yi harder to play. There is that.
Already predicting the matchup, Doa. G4's a level ahead.
This pick and ban phase went downhill pretty fast with the last 2 picks.
Really, it's not a blind pick mid lane.
Did it.
That's
For
for
Bangkok Titans, you blind pick Irelia. You also have purely physical damage outside of obviously a little bit of true damage. And yes, okay, we can count Maokai and his insane amount of AP damage.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got good
coming
ratios.
in. So Bangkok Titans want to fight against the clock here. They have to win that early game so hard against SK Telecom, but the lane swap for them can still just have the wave clear either no.
That'd be a fun matchup. Mid lane is essentially top lane. Now it's a race who can fight more often.
Yeah, I feel like G4 is like, you know what? I'm going to pick into a 1v1 skill matchup against Faker. I'm like, all right. I think Faker's going to be fine with that.
That is one way to test yourself. The hover for Olaf.
Olaf.
And mid lane has become top lane. Irelia versus Olaf up in the mid. Actually,
They could swap it.
Yeah,
No, this is Olaf mid.
Yeah.
Randomly, one day I was sitting on Reddit. I don't know why, but I was just there.
Why do any of this?
Yeah, why do we? Links a Faker video where he's playing Olaf mid lane. I'm like, come on, we're never gonna use that in competitive play.
Yeah, not unless it's the World Championships.
And now we get Olaf mid lane for Faker to the Irelia. So strong early game for him. But he's 2 melee champions. Like the junglers, they really want to go towards that mid lane and pack something. SKT, again, as you mentioned earlier, might just look to lane swap the Vayne away from the Kalista and then play that game against the Bangkok Titans.
I mean, the nice SKT is everyone on the Bangkok Titans jumps into melee and suddenly dancing on an equalizer. It's going to be a little bit...
Definitely a hard one to go for. Just a lot of slows, a lot of AoE crowd control on the SKT lineup overall. One thing I know about Irelia versus Olaf. Level 4, it power spikes for Irelia. That's when she can take over the matchup.
That's the moment.
That's literally when you go for the all-in, and that's the one moment I think G4's a big attempt for.
Do you have
Obviously,
the same power spikes versus Faker?
I mean,
is it different?
I think
it
Faker kind of
exists to a
throws off
certain
the
extent.
standard matchups a little bit, you know?
Well, we'll ourselves into the game, and so you at home, let us know how it's going to go. Tweet at Level Esports with the hashtag SKTWin or BKTWin. Let us The Bangkok Titans can upset the #1 Korean seed in SK Telecom T1. I mean, we've had upsets here at the World Championship, but this is the upset to end all upsets, really. This is a ahead team coming into Worlds here.
I would say so, and I haven't looked up the stats, but I'll say this is a professional game on Olaf. I don't know if I need to look it up to make that call. I know Monty's probably looking it up right now. He probably already has, like 10 minutes ago.
MaRin can be happy. We're running double teleport again.
Yep.
On the side of SK Telecom. They're already looking for G4. This slow
Undercut.
his first
Onto
slow,
G4.
yeah.
They got a lot of slows. There's a flash already from G4.
Yeah. We just talked about on how the junglers can look that very early. Flash is now gone for G4. Respect to him anyway, though. You're blind picking your mid laner. You know what, Faker? I'm gonna duel you. I'm gonna take my gloves off and slap you once and say, "Come at me. Let's see what happens."
Well, he loses, so not a good
He's
start.
making it a little bit for himself.
He's putting the training weights on.
Right.
Yeah.
Just sandbagging for the, for the lane matchup, right?
To be fair, Faker doesn't have flash either. Fair.
That's a good point. Just decided to go teleport Ghost in the mid lane with this Olaf. Double teleport.
Yep.
Saw for Origin last game. A little bit different this time with the mid Olaf.
Well, it's a strong split pusher
It is.
coming into the mid game. Going for that lane swap, but Bangkok Titans is going to read it and meet them up and get the 2v2 lane.
Yeah.
So this is going to mean there's going to be a jungle start for SK Telecom, so they will get an experience advantage. Must wave. SKT is going to be up there as well. Didn't even do the full camp. They just stopped, took the small one, went instantly to lane as they saw Must was up there.
And already the mid lane's actually pushing in towards Faker's turret. This is actually very smart of SKT to do this. Elise has great early gank, and actually already Faker can go for this kill. The chain slow is available. Ignite pop by G4.
You do not
G4
find it
went
all
in.
at level 1. Again and again and again.
He doesn't know about the power spike.
Level
Freak, you got to
4.
run down there and tell him, man.
Now, interestingly, of course, with Flash for both these guys, their base health is actually quite low. Both do plenty of damage early on, so like an all-in is possible to do the damage. You can see G4 turning a flash.
There's a for G4. Got the leg. First blood. 1v1. Olaf versus Irelia. That's a sentence that was actually said in the World Championships.
Hey, for top and that's normal. For the mid lane, it's a bit more rare.
But G4, why would you fight the level 1 Olaf at first? Lose the trade. You don't have a flash from level 1.
He was literally just standing there, waiting for him to come in. What's going on, Deficio?
Yeah.
Analyze this.
He's making it harder for himself, so it's even greater when he picks up the kill. Later on, we get 2v2 lane top. That is where Bangkok Titans can try and make some plays with the Kalista. But Alistar Vayne very often just sit and farm and just try and out-sustain basically with the Alistar. Played very defensive. Will be a gank down bottom lane. Look here. Double TP.
Oh. Cancelled.
Yeah.
But that still means that they could go after MaRin.
They can go for him, yeah. He's
MaRin
running
has
away though.
flash.
Yeah, he knows what's up.
Saw him on the ward in the river.
Yep.
They have now information on where the jungle is, so Bengi can make some moves on the top side of the map. Blue buff has not been taken yet. And here we go aggressive.
There's a knock-up onto Lloyd. Condemn pushes Moss back just a bit, wants to avoid that shield. They're going to chase Exhaust on the chase. There's a stun. Bang in a little bit of trouble here. Lloyd as well. They're going for it. The brawl's real. Bang low, so is Lloyd. Wolf going for the bloodthirsty kill. There's Repel. Does he get the execute? He does. And Bang coming in. Moss in a little bit of trouble. It's not going to grow on any side of any tree. It's gone.
Mechanical misplay by Lloyd. He tried to make a really cute trick where you attack a minion, you kill it with Ren, and you get the reset so you can keep on to Bang. But Ren didn't kill the minion. It went on a cooldown. He had no more damage left. Close, but definitely much like
It's going to be one of those games. I expected this when I saw who I was going to cast with.
Just take a break, Deficio. We got.
You guys just go crazy.
that's
not us. That's not our. Oh, okay, it is. All right, it is. That's our normal day.
going crazy.
And this game will drive several people crazy, I'm pretty sure. Boss, Jason, there's a fadeaway smite for Bengi for that blue buff, and Wolf just says, talk to the hoof, I guess. He's got hands, but I wanted to make it cow related. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I guess it's more steer. He's male, right? Like.
That's no bull.
Ah, Noah, you're great. But Warlock, meanwhile, not enough.
Oh boy.
Has to flash.
Yep. Summoner out of the way. MaRin doesn't have to worry about that. I mean, we're kind of seeing the to see, right? Uh-oh.
So, Freak, where's the level 4 power spike in mid lane?
Well, he's down 14 CS.
Level
Level 4! Oh, I missed it.
5.
Oh,
Oh,
it's only level 4 you can do it.
It's
like
like
too late now.
I mean, rank 3 acts is too much damage for you to trade back in.
Jungler fight. And 007 getting a little bit of damage onto Bengi. There's a chilling smite. Bengi has to get away. A little bit of damage at the undertow. Meanwhile, MaRin with the kill. It was so close. Bengi still on the run. There we go. B4 He's got the kill.
Titans, but Faker is not going to be stopped. Level 6. G4 should have turned around and not let him pick up the undertow act. It's just this.
I don't think so.
Come on, attack the
B4.
Wolves. Get
There
the
we
help.
go. Wolf coming over. He wants a pizza. Does Bengi's
that's not
bloodthirsty?
cool.
They gonna give it to him? B4 try and get away. Uh-oh.
MaRin has gone Soul Stealer first item, getting some confidence after that kill. Meanwhile, exciting top lane.
Yep. All right, Moss condemned against the wall there. Takes a bit of damage from Bang's bolts. Just gonna go ahead and take out this mid lane turret, because why not?
3-0 already.
Yep. Not as fast as Deft, though.
Yeah, it was a later third kill.
2 minutes, almost 3 minutes slower than Deft had 3 kills.
Separates the great Olafs for the good Olafs, though, is when you make sure you take damage before you hit the tower. So your passive kicks in.
Yep.
This is just some lessons for you, Dor. If you want to go play Olaf mid lane,
I would
don't
love to
try
play Olaf
look,
mid lane.
Do not.
No, I'm gonna play it.
So speaking of defense, I have legit seen a speed run of League of Legends. It's playing a 1v0 and winning the game with no one else in the game.
Oh, yeah.
It actually is Olaf taking 3 turret shots at the start of the game and then pushing with 10% health the whole time. I've actually seen that footage, so Faker's learning.
The more you know. There's a teleport. Doesn't want to miss a single minion. Aerosmith, he doesn't want to miss a thing.
I was going for the Rick Astley, never gonna give up minions.
Well, that works too, yeah.
Yeah.
Never gonna down. G4. I think he only needs 2 of those Gs for this game. I dropped the mic that attached to my head.
You let go of the head, it stayed where it was.
I can't fall on the ground for this. Be comfortable.
I mean, you can try when we're back on camera.
I could.
Bring out the theatrics. You can do an interpretive dance for this game.
I want to see Warlock kill MaRin. That's the only
He got
thing
real close.
that counts in this game.
He's actually winning in CS by the way.
Yeah, so he's technically a bit of...
He got solo killed. I don't know if you can say player.
Yeah, but that was unlucky. That was not his fault.
Unlucky.
Yeah, because the sapling ran the wrong way.
Yeah.
What's
okay,
a kill worth, though? It's about 15 CS. Pretty even. All right. What about this first item Magi's from MaRin? Is that standard Deficio?
Yes, we haven't been the big change for him. It is gold efficient when you buy it, I believe, with the
it's
new
very
way the
close.
stacks
If
work.
you
It's
get
very,
all
very
exactly.
close. If you die, however, it is a pretty bad item.
We'll see if
If you die.
SKT goes full elements.
Well,
Elements Copenhagen Wolves was the match.
I mean,
3 or 4.
perfect game is already ruined for SKT. Thanks, Bengi.
Yeah. I think EDG were further ahead at this point.
He's in trouble, man. In on Faker to zone him out. Faker pops that Ragnarok, gonna slow him down with the undertow. 07 backing off already.
Oh, the
and
action!
I think he's in
There's
one more.
the 1! There's the 2!
Little bloodthirsty action for Wolf there as he picks that one up.
He really just wants to be part. What a triad support. Just roaming up, joining in for fights.
Hey, that's what I'd do, man. Only I'd get more kills.
And you probably die a little bit more.
But he's playing impossible to die.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we're less than 10 minutes in. There's been 9 kills. I'm happy with this game.
10 kills.
There's gonna be
Bengi.
2 more here. The Lloyd just delivered. And
TV Warlock is here.
They're gonna try to take this fight around, but can
he wants
Bangkok
MaRin again.
Titans
Double TP.
really win this?
2 sides to go into there. Bengi takes out Lloyd. Moss on the run as well. Wolf could come over the wall, but 007X right down to finish off Moss, it looks. Reckless strikes. And another kill for Faker. He's 5-0-1 at 10 minutes.
You know, unfortunately, is facing east. You're supposed to face north as Moss if you want to survive a lot longer. So.
You can, well, he was on the south side of the map.
But is that below the equator?
I don't know, man. This Moss stuff is like too complicated.
We actually have Moss and a tree in the same team. There is some synergy, but here comes Faker. Look for the outplay, but suddenly 7 here. One more.
007, he gets Faker.
Danger is his middle name.
You got a quantum of solace there for that kill at a time.
That's right.
Meanwhile, SKT did Bengi just cocoon the dragon.
You can almost say it took a golden eye to hit a skill shot like that, huh?
Yeah, for Faker, you only he's out of this game.
This is truly the casting. Well, Dragon goes over to SK Telecom with a 6,000 gold lead at about 11:20. That Grob's like, I just kill. I know what's going on in this game.
I think we're getting to see the new meta pick in mid lane
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
in Olaf.
I mean, he's double the CS.
How can you argue against that KDA?
I don't know.
And you know KDA means
can't.
KDA means everything.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, pick up your axe, Faker. Somebody else has that up. That's so irresponsible.
Yeah, you just leave him on the ground. The vendors restock them all the time. It's fine. Moss just mad lifed that Braum Q. It meant nothing.
Yeah. Well, it was something.
It momentarily lowered the health bar.
Yep.
All right, G4 is a blue buff. So,
Moss and Lloyd just trying to do whatever they can, but they're already so far down in CS. And uh-oh, here.
Wherever this guy is in the mid lane, he really wants to be part of it.
Wolf doesn't even need Lamb to hunt champions. Lloyd is
Lloyd.
good. Faker gets that one. No bloodthirstiness for Wolf there. Lets it go over.
Lloyd kind of sounds like that friend in your group of friends that's always messing stuff up. It's like, Lloyd, you tipped over the grill. Oh, MaRin caught in the mid lane, though. There's a knockup. This might be another kill. He's not gonna- There's the equalizer coming down, and 007 is taken out again.
Man, this is not going. Take it back. They take down Faker. Oh, that's a bit of a turnaround, actually. 2 for 1, though, still in the favor of SKT.
Back off, I guess, a little bit. Faker going a bit too ham, finally.
I mean, he's the depth leader
Never
on his team.
expected to hear that from you, Dora.
I never expected to see it either. MaRin with the sickest bait here.
Oh yeah, fight. So,
In time.
G4 is really trying so hard to get these kills, but it's just so difficult. But Warlock, on the other hand, every time he's gone in, and a kill on Faker.
Faker just like forgets that turrets do damage to him there. I'm worried that this game is actually gonna reduce SK Telecom's skill as a team.
Well, they're playing
I mean,
Olaf.
it can't go much lower.
Playing Olaf mid, I suppose, aren't they? Yeah.
That was my SKT jab. He didn't react to it.
The same here for Bangkok Titans as to try against EDG, though. They're not afraid to go in and really just go all in. Home in the GPL. Very aggressive in the way they like to play, often around G4. He got the Irelia pick, he blind picked it, and
Why would you block Irelia mid? Like, there's so many other picks out there. Azir, Victor.
It hard counters the rest of Faker's champion pool. He had to go outside the pool to win the matchup. That's why the Olaf came through.
I suppose. Well,
Next level.
Oh, turret been destroyed.
Yep.
MaRin, and a lot of I think he's getting out. No, Lloyd with the kill there.
that's Soul Stealer.
Yeah.
Not paying off very well.
4 stacks at them.
Under efficient. Really.
That is not value.
Now, SKT, in all seriousness, he might have to pop that ult to get away. Taking a lot of damage from the ultimate from G4. Doesn't use the ult. Doesn't need it. This is still a World Championship group stage game. You do have to, seriously. It's very sloppy right now, but it looks like it's not going to matter too much, is it?
Nah, SKT is pushing it to the limit.
Yeah.
And like for some of the kills, but they also know what they're doing. I mean, that trade in the middle lane we saw earlier with Faker, he knew exactly what was going on level 1, level 2, so of course he was taking. MaRin with the Soul Stealer is thing.
It's time for revenge. The flash from Lloyd, used right away. Equalizer, where does Lloyd go? Right into a flame chunk. Flame, what the heck was that? MaRin.
Flame chompers.
Flame.
I think is what you're going for.
Flame chompers, maybe.
The wrong champion.
Flame chunk. I guess that's a new. I've just revealed it.
It's the Ahoy flavor.
That does not sound tasty.
No, it doesn't. But
Baker run.
A bit tasty as well, though. Red buff with the flask on, and now the engage onto the turret. 007X is going to have a pretty hard time on this one.
Well, Bengi gonna get taken down.
Man.
Very sloppy start from SKT. What do you expect, though? BKT, Bangkok Titans pushing them back. 007.
You know, I don't think they're going to run here. World Record's going to stay with Edward Gaming on this one. SKT doing what they can in the front line.
The turnaround.
And oh no, G4 away, but there's one more attack. That's going to be Bang picking up the kill. 2-0-3 on him.
MaRin just yelled face melter. That I've never really heard rumble in English before. This is the first time.
Oh yeah, used to the Korean.
I've never heard it before in English. Wow.
Oh, it's
Sandra in the game.
Yeah, well, Korean Lissandra's the best.
Oh, Korean Vi and Korean Lissandra are two of the most ear-shattering champions.
I don't know why in the Korean client they made Lissandra have to like make some noise like she's choking to death every time.
She's made of ice.
You think she breathes?
How would ice sound otherwise?
Not like that, dude. I'm from
Clink,
Wisconsin,
clink,
Minnesota.
clink.
I
I
know
mean,
what
come
ice
on, that
sounds
doesn't
like.
work.
I mean, he's chilling.
He just kind of still says like rock solid and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Ice hard. Doesn't work as well. Never mind.
Less, yeah. A bit less exciting of a line.
Depending.
All right, well.
You know, using the SK Telecom buy skin right now as well, I believe. I
Doing his best Piglet impression.
He is.
Obviously, 3 SK members not.
Yep. Bengi and Faker are returning Season 3 champions.
Maybe they'll make it Season 5 champions.
Maybe they can take out Bangkok Titans. It's a big step on the road to the finals.
It is a step.
And in no way was that sentence overhyped. Oh,
Overhyped
007.
like SKT. Oh!
Uh-oh. Oh no, if you die, your government will
All right,
That's something 007 needs to watch out for.
That's true, but let's watch out for a lot as SKT are sizably ahead in this one. 10,000 up at 18 minutes. Not quite to Edward Gaming's record, but certainly SKT flexing their muscles on this one as they continue to play throughout the jungle. 4 turrets picked up already. They're overplaying the dives, but objective-wise, they're doing a good job of picking dragons on spawn and turrets kind of all across the map being picked up here.
They're basically just waiting for Bangkok Titans to go aggressive spawn. Lane is pushing down. Basically all the towers are gone except for one Faker's trying on now.
You can wait for the next dragon. You can pretty much want. And Faker's like, you know what? I'm not going to attack you because I don't want turret hits. I can just do damage here. Fight in the mid lane. There's the ult used by Moss to get the knock-up onto Bengi. On his way out, looks like SKT backs off for the moment anyway. Oh, G4 getting aggressive. There's a stun onto MaRin, followed by the Q. Knock-up. Teleport coming in here. Faker. Oh, never mind. He doesn't come in.
But again, it means the fight's still going.
I guess so.
They're just getting the bot lane right here.
Nice.
Easy game for Warlock. This is the fight that Bangkok Titans need. A knockback there from Vayne means no kill. 007X still on the chase. They may kill Bengi for the 3rd time, but Faker's up to the inhibitor turret.
So Faker's still pushing on the bottom side, but again, Bangkok Titans, you know, you just have to go.
Faker's just abandoned his team at this point. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to split push.
Nobody can kill him one-on-one. They know they have to just try and engage. Sadly,
He's playing it like he is playing Master Yi, though, right? Ignore your team, split push all the time, steal all the kills, overdive.
Blaming Bengi too in chat. Stop feeding jungle. I'm carrying so hard. Undoubtedly.
Bang straight up, though. Low KP for Bang is he's not really diving anything, but he's being the big turret battering ram. Wolf's rosing.
Yeah, man.
He's setting up a lot for SKT. I mean, keep in mind, like, Bangkok Titans are a team that have pretty well crushed their region. They won the wildcard tournament fairly. You can see, just, I mean, like,
it was a weird
high
tournament,
level
though.
of play.
Bit of a gap.
it was a weird tournament without, they played in the group stages and then came into the playoffs and kind of surprised.
Yeah.
And won in the end. Goes to Worlds here. We heard in the feature before from Warlock saying,
It was no matter what.
we know all the teams here are fantastic. So no matter what group we're in, it's going to be tough. It's just about get the most out of the games.
Yeah.
Here, obviously, again, trying to have a bit of fun with like their Irelia pick and saying, I'm going to try and challenge Faker to a one-on-one duel and see what happens.
Yeah.
So for them, about getting whatever information you can get
I like
in
the
games like
bravery.
this.
Yeah.
I respect the G4, man. He's like, you know what? I'm going to take it.
Yeah, dude. Gotta go for it.
But it's just interesting to show that, you know, how strong of a team SKT and Edward Gaming as well they really are as teams. Like, their ability to punish every single overextension, every single mistake. You know, don't miss the skill shots. The roams point, the turret push is always safe. You can sort of just, you can learn a lot here from a team like SKT. When they're not opposed, you can see sort of what they're
The problem is just SKT is also, of course, fooling around.
I know.
So, like, it's very
I don't
difficult
think
for
you're
you
gonna learn out this
to
game.
really pick up anything. It's just more the individual.
It's the individual players. Like, it feels like Bang and Wolf are playing this as though they're playing any match in the LCK.
Sure.
Intelligent roams, no deaths, no dives they don't need to do. Faker's definitely risks unnecessarily.
Faker's having some fun, that's for sure. SKT starting Baron, backing off, baiting a little bit.
Baron bait here when you got to lead this big. That's when you start looking for it.
Yep.
Scuttlecrab's going to despawn here. I believe that was Bangkok Titan. SKT couldn't. They play around the fog of war. They're going to find a stall on the Moss.
Yeah, Moss a little bit.
Oh,
Couple think fast with that Ragnos filled with spears too. Wolf tries to go in. Bangkok Titans back away. Bengi getting low. They're very late. Doesn't do a whole lot, but Bangkok Titans back. MaRin flashed over the wall with that flame spitter. Gets himself a kill onto Lloyd. 007 knocked up and Fiora, who is trying to escape the fight, and there's another kill onto 007. 1 for 3 already. The duel in the jungle continues. G4 fighting Faker, gets a stun with that equilibrium strike.
We're at 11 stacks now.
Yeah, it's gonna be about it.
Permaslow's a little bit better there. Nice chase down. 19-7 in kills.
Wow.
Bloody game.
That's gonna be undoubtedly one of the bloodiest games of Worlds, that's for sure. Down that tier 2 in mid in the meantime.
But it is what Bangkok Titans can do and should do. There's no reason to sit back and just try and farm and play it out passive.
Yeah.
Challenge them, see what happens. SKT obviously knows that as well. In the pick and ban phase, you highlight the Rumble, how hey, get some more mid-game power in. Sidestone the Soul Stealer. For MaRin, definitely getting close to full stack.
He's at 11 right now, I believe. He's getting up there. We'll see if he can complete it by the end. It gives cooldown reduction, the only CDR item you'd ever see Rumble buy. If he did get it,
That won't give too much. They've managed to control their blue buff. Oh, but they're going to lose a dragon.
Going to be number 3 for SK Telecom here. Moss wants to steal. The sweeper actually didn't spot the ward, so he can attempt.
Oh,
yeah. Nope. 550, make sure the Q lands first. Doesn't give an opportunity for a steal to come through. As far as jungle mechanics go, actually, I think when you're facing a non-jungle attempted steal, if you're gonna time 2 abilities together, err on the side of Smite being late, and you lower that early, and it's mistimed, it gets to 50 health, and that's when the steals come through.
makes sense.
But again, when we look now at SKT group, because obviously the 2 other teams in the group, they're playing the next game.
Yeah.
Just after this one here, and SKT yesterday against H2K, it was a game where SKT showed a lot of respect to H2K. They didn't try and go over aggressive and like go for crazy tower dives or anything. They played it fairly. Their composition wanted to scale up, and H2K still managed to do fairly well if you look at just the early. So now that's G next, and obviously SKT is going to be looking at that game. The Bangkok Titans will be looking at the game as well, because for them H2K is the target.
Yeah.
Team they want to be, that's H2K, and for H2K, they're obviously like trying to pull the upset against SKT or maybe EDG, and they have to, if they want even a chance of like force maybe a tiebreaker to get out of the groups.
Absolutely. Those are going to be honestly important games. You never want to get caught unaware. Teams like Alliance overlook the wildcard team dropping.
I don't remember that game at all.
Yeah, I remember it pretty vividly. I actually watched it about 3 days ago.
Sounds like a great game. I should rewatch that.
You got to make sure you never overlook an opponent. Things can always go wrong for you. SK Telecom by the book here. Tower dives aside. 26-minute Baron, not going to be hard at all to pick that one up. Good smite once again by Bengi.
Bravery Shield. Wow. That's not going to get annoying when I start saying it all the time. Sorry, Monty. Sorry,
Courageous Giga Guard.
Oh, that's another one? I got to.
Yep.
I'm going to take note.
And the other one is Audacious Bravery Shield, I believe.
Wow.
You have too much information in your head, Freak.
I've actually played quite a bit of Rumble.
I only know like Ramus.
Rumble's one of the few champions
That's
that
about
I've
it.
never played a game on, actually.
Really?
There's like, I think like 3 or 4 left that I haven't played a game on. Rumble's one of them. Oh, the base. Oh, supportal combat! Oh, he's backing away. Never mind. Oh.
No fight, no bloodthirst. Sadly, only one Yordle in this game.
It seemed like SKT were enjoying the first 15 minutes. These small fights, and then when Bangkok Titans started engaging onto them and got a few kills here and there, even though of course it's never at risk for SK Telecom. Okay guys,
let's get down to business.
Let's, you know, get the Baron, let's look to close out the game.
Defeat.
It's clean. It out methodically.
Here we go, the Baron Siege. BKT's wave clear is most.
Lloyd.
SKT have very, very few ranged champions, Bang and Bengi.
It's not the greatest siege ever. MaRin's trying to do a bit of lane, but it's going to take them a little while to crack this base open, even with a gold lead like they have.
Again, just playing it slow and steady. The team is obviously also thinking about the next match for them.
Going in with a bit of speed from that Righteous Glory. They're going to use that to take out the turret. Now they're coming in, knock up onto Warlock. Moss uses 007 in the back a little bit, but doing tons of damage unopposed. Warlock nearly goes down, but this is all SKT right now. Another nice coming in from Wolf, and that's going to set up the end of this fight. Warlock low, and Moss is going to make it down to Fountain, but just game. That was
3 kills. That was good. 3 kills quickly and easily picked up, and now it's time to close the game out. 20 seconds on the respawn versus 2, and there's no wave here. It's just tank. So SK Telecom T1 will take the game as they were meant to. A 2-0.
Yeah, Nexus goes down, and SKT takes it just like we thought. GG.
Telecom, I mean, they're probably already thinking about the game tomorrow. It's against EDG. It's the game everyone is looking at in this group here to win the entire World Championship. They're going to be facing each other. There's a lot of talk, you know. Kalista went out and finished because at MSI, of course, EDG beat them. But it's going to be such an insane match between these two teams.
Yeah. We know they're very skilled players.
Maybe 1 or 2 of them.
I'd say down the line, these are obviously some very good teams when we see them hit the Rift later on. But, you know, I could played the game the way they did. Okay, they're like, oh, Irelia mid. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's bring out the Olaf.
Sure.
All right, let's have the ones. Let's do a bunch of really crazy tower dives to make the game entertaining. And
yeah, of course.
You know, Faker, one of the most popular players here. Of course, an amazing gamer. And he knows how to have fun with it. But guys, let's just turn it on. And the last 5 minutes was just like text Baron, take it down, take the buff, take the game.
Yeah, they lost a couple of people here and there to dopey dives, but it was a very, very clean close for SKT. And looking at this team going forward, like we said, tomorrow is happening, EDG versus SKT. That is the one that everybody's waiting for, the one that SKT and EDG undoubtedly. So even in a game like this, where there's a clear skill gap between the two teams, it's good to see SKT playing it out clean.
Up actually, as you mentioned, maybe skill gaps between the teams, but also looking forward to SKT versus EDG. Keep in mind, that next match coming up, Edward Gaming versus H2K, we talked about it but I mean, we saw the upsets already. We saw the Origin upset. Maybe H2K could pull the same thing. We'll see that in a little bit. But for now, for a closer look, let's check in with Dash and the gang at the end.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now, that game was lots of good fun. And I have to say, it takes some serious guts to Faker himself.
I'm pretty sure he knows all those matchups.
Yeah, but he gave away his counter pick. The Olaf, he just revealed that to everybody in the world.
Well, that's going to be the secret, I guess. On blue side, ban Olaf. First pick Irelia, done deal.
On the serious note, I would like to give Warlock some credit because I think he's been surviving just fine. Like besides his W on the creep yesterday, I think he's doing just fine. So that's in the far future.
Yeah, and absolutely. And the way they approached this game was absolutely good fun. And they hit on it multiple times throughout the cast. The tenacity in which looking for those fights and definitely always looking to make moves and improve throughout the game. But I do want to take this opportunity to check in with you guys on Twitter and see what you want to ask. First up, Juan E274 writes, what's the reason we are seeing Azir so much at Worlds, even though he...
Azir, it's where if you're allowed to play it in a team, it's kind of similar to Thresh, that he's always going to be relevant. And even though he's the lowest win moment at about 42%, just his pattern in a team environment and what you can play against it is very limited. So you're still going to see him despite the nerfs.
Also, just control pressure so well because you can stop their minion waves from moving forward. So it's pretty much just always a relevant pick.
Yeah, I do not envy the position of our balance team when it comes to Azir. We'll be angry about it, who are Azir mains, who see 42%, and he's so difficult to play right now because he's easy to gank with the movement speed reduction, and he's not as... but he's still so rewarding in the highest skill cap.
Yeah, top of competitive play, bottom of solo queue is a tough spot to be in when you're looking at balancing. Next up, at M782 says, do you think Mordekaiser will make an appearance, and will it have as much an effect as we expect? I'm coming to you with this one.
Mordekaiser, once again, is a champion that has, like all the juggernauts have this pattern of having very absurd strength, but very obvious. Mordekaiser is a champion changes how you have to play the game